What's up everyone, ColdFusion here and welcome to Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition. Okay, so last time we tackled DMC3, because obviously we did. We're going number order. And I had a ton of fun with it. A challenging game to say the least, but it was real fun. So at least we had that. And yeah, now we're moving on to Devil May Cry 4. Now this is an interesting title. I'm just trying to move around in the menus. So hopefully this doesn't get annoying. I don't want the game to go to a demo. Right, so DMC4, where do I start with this? I think the first thing I'm going to start with is addressing the new game thing here. I won't be able to start a new game. I can only basically do New Game Plus with all of the health and Devil Trigger upgrades that I already have, which is really annoying. And I don't understand why Capcom have this in some of their games. It's really irritating how I just can't start a new game. I should be able to. It makes no fucking sense. Because now, pretty much nothing's going to be a challenge for me, because I'm kind of just going to roll through most issues in the game. It's really dumb. So yeah, and that's going to be the case here, and it's also going to be the case in DMC5 as well. So one of the things I will state is that there might be some upgrades and stuff, including weapons that we get. There's going to be weapons that you'll get like later in the game, that I'm going to have right off the bat, because obviously it's New Game Plus. So I'll do my best to try and not use them, so it doesn't spoil them for later. But, whatever, honestly. Maybe I will use them, I don't know. So I will give a spoiler warning in that regard. Oh well. And I think that's the first thing I wanted to talk about. The second thing I wanted to mention is that there's a new protagonist in this game. And a lot of people didn't really like him to start with. Mostly because they're so used to Dante, but, you know. It grew on a lot of people over time, and I think he's a good protagonist. And you'll get to know more about him anyway. But yes, don't worry. We still get to play as the main man himself. So anyway, I suppose I'll just get into this. What game? So I have the option of choosing different game modes here. Basically, whoever I want to play is. I'm playing a special edition of the game on PC, so I'll be able to select from 3 different campaigns, but it's pretty much just the same campaign, but with different characters. Nero and Dante is the canon storyline, and is obviously the only one I'm going to play. You can also play as Virgil in the special edition. You could play as him in DMC3, but I was like, after I finished my DMC3 playthrough, I played through Virgil a little bit, and I have to be honest, I do not like playing him in that game. I just don't think his moveset has that much depth to it. But in this game, he's fucking awesome. I love playing him in this game. He's so good. And also, you can play as Lady and Trish, so that's cool. Right. So, I was just hopping through the easy difficulty, just to prepare for this a little bit. But yeah, so there are difficulty settings here. Human is the easy difficulty, because they changed it from simply being called easy, normal, and hard, and they actually gave the difficulties, like, actual names. Devil Hunter will be your normal difficulty, and that is the difficulty I will be tackling, even with all my upgrades and everything. You'd think I want to tackle Son of Sparda, which is the hard mode. That won't be happening, because on Son of Sparda and higher difficulties, as far as I'm aware, on Son of Sparda and higher, they will actually spawn enemies that you will meet later in the game. Like, you'll get a cutscene to announce a new enemy coming in. You'll get those enemies like really early on before you're supposed to meet them, which again would be another spoiler. I don't want to do that because that would reduce, or should I say diminish, the effect of seeing them in like their intro cutscene or whatever. So I'm just going to play it on normal as it was intended. This game's going to be quite easy in that regard then, but it's not going to be a pushover. So it is what it is. Back to the beginning. I don't know why it starts me on the last mission. Look, I've rambled on long enough. Let's start this. And you'll notice there's a pretty big graphical upgrade from 3 to 4 because they changed the console generation. So it's going to be a lot more pleasing to look at. Right, I can select a costume. I'm just going to go the basic costume because of course. Let's go. Nothing wrong with a good old anime intro. And then all of the glass shatters. It took a while for people to clap, Jesus. It was a wonderful song, you fucks, clap.
$2,000 years ago, the Dark Knight, Sparta, turned against his demon brethren and took up his sword for the sake of mankind. Though, despite his brave efforts in our names, I fear some have...
I love how out of place he is with the fucking headphones.
Sacrifice. If the events of that terrible time were to reoccur, the fusing of both the demonic and human realms, we, weak humans, would have no means by which to oppose our submission. And so I ask you to unite and pray that even if such a dark time of chaos were to revisit us, our gracious Savior would shelter us from the storm. Let us pray.
So there'll be a few points in this game where I think the dialogue's a bit quiet in comparison to the game volume, so that's why I have subtitles on.
What's wrong?
I'm out of here.
But it's not over yet.
All this preaching's putting me to sleep.
Dante's in a fucking horror movie now, alright. Also, yeah, the cutscenes, they're even more over the top in this game. If you thought they were crazy in DMC3, well... The fucking drop kick! Oh Christ. I don't think I'm ready for this game. The stupid shit that's gonna happen.
Kyrie! Go with your brother and get out of here!
I will return with help. You stall him until then.
I won't hold my breath.
I like that music transition. Look at this shit. It is so good. In the cheesiest sort of way.
You got a jacked up notion of fair play, pal. And it's beginning to piss me off.
Well, that's one hell of an intro. Right. So, oh, apparently I have my record score that I can beat. That's cool. But I guess I'll... Considering the fact I already have most of the upgrades in the game, I'm just gonna go to the power-up screen. Why not? Okay, right. Skill up. So, in this game, if you see in the top right corner, I have 27,000 of those. Those are Proud Souls. And those will be the upgrade currency in this game. They're actually separate from Red Orbs. You don't buy upgrades with Red Orbs in this game. You buy them with Proud Souls. And the Proud Souls you get, if I'm not mistaken, it sort of carries over to the other characters that you can play as. It almost like it refunds them and allows you to purchase upgrades for the others with the amount of Proud Souls you've collected all the way through the game. So it's pretty cool. It's a good system, honestly. So it's not like you spend all of your Proud Souls on Nero and then have to, you know, earn them all again in order to purchase all of Dante's skills. And Dante has a fuck ton of skills. It's going to be interesting when I get to his parts. But I have a lot of Red Orbs as such. Again, I can only play this in New Game Plus, so I kind of have an early advantage. As you can see, look at my health and DT. It's already pretty damn high. But there are, so unfortunately, you're probably not going to see much in the way of blue orbs in this game, because I've already got most of them. However, there are some secret missions that I think I will be able to do that I haven't already. So you might at least see me get some blue orb fragments here or there. So I guess I'll go through the techniques. I already have combos. Yeah. So I have some basic combos that you can get. The Exceed system, I will talk about that when it becomes relevant. There's a part later on, I don't think it'll give me a tutorial considering it's New Game Plus, but I will talk about it, so don't worry. The Exceed system is pretty cool. Streak, that's basically Nero's version of Stinger. It's not quite as powerful as Stinger is, but it's still very good, and it's still very useful. Split is the Helm Breaker. Caliber's quite cool, that keeps you in the air for longer. Shuffle I don't use at all, pretty much, but it's basically a backstep then attack, so it's like a counter-attack, really. It's not bad. Blue Rose is the gun that Nero has. It's a nifty-looking gun, but it feels kind of weak in this game. Not so much in DMC5. It's very good in DMC5. But I have some charge shot upgrades. I think I have all of his upgrades. The Devil Bringer, which is basically just stuff I'll talk about later. Yamato I'll talk about later. Basic abilities. Table Hopper is the dodge, and you can chain multiple dodges together, like this. You don't need this, but it's useful if you want to execute more high-tier gameplay. Speed. Okay, so this is something that we've not seen in the series yet. In open areas, when you're outside of combat, but it's got to be when you're outside of combat, if you just hold down in a direction when you have this ability unlocked, you can sprint. It's very useful for covering distances quickly. So I definitely have that. Again, I'll talk about Max Act when I get to talking about Exceed. And I have this, which allows me to grab orbs from a greater range. Enemy Step. I think these were available in all of the other games, not as an ability though. I think you had it from the get-go. So yeah, you can just jump on top of enemies. Pretty useful, and I think this is mandatory if you want to jump cancel. But I'm not learned in jump cancelling, so I couldn't do that. Air Hike, the double jump, of course. In this game you can auto skill up. I've never used this, so I don't know what to say on it. And of course the skill list of what I have already. Look at the items. We have the vital stars as per usual. I think there are medium ones now though. I think you could only get small and large ones before. But now you have mediums, so that's cool. Devil stars, of course. I don't think there were... I think there were only one Devil Star type in the last game. If I'm not mistaken. I don't know. Holy Waters return, of course. And still... I spit on you. No Holy Waters. Blue Orbs, of course, increase your life. Purple Orbs, of course, increase your Devil Trigger. And Gold Orbs for the revive. I have a couple. And I do have a lot of Devil Stars. I think I bought all of these for use when I do like when I do stuff like Dante Must Die difficulty. But I'm not gonna need it on lower difficulties, I think. Alright, I've rambled on for a fuck ton. You've probably skipped all of this. And I don't blame you. Okay, Mission 1. Birds of a Feather. Face off against the mysterious assassin. Let's go. So I don't know if I'm going to get a tutorial. I don't think I will. I will, okay. So again, basic movement. And gun attack. This is what I've got to do here, so let's go. And of course, Dante is taunting me. Again, like, mysterious assassin. We know this is Dante. Look at how he just walks towards me. That shit's terrifying. I do have turbo enabled again, so my gunfire should be a lot faster. And again, he's blocking my shots. That's wonderful. Right, A to jump, of course. I've got to use this to avoid some attacks. So this entire fight with Dante is basically the tutorial. You know, teaching how the game is played if you don't already know. If this is the first game in the series that you played, and I know a lot of people started with this game. But yeah. Also again, I'm gonna point it out, but the soundtrack of this game's pretty good as well. It's not my favourite, but you know, it's still pretty good. So I've got to avoid free attacks. There we go. Right, side roll. Again, it's not changed. Let's just taunt him a little bit. Oh my god, he taunts me back. Dude, respect. Oh, I remember this. This fucking reload. That's so sick looking.
I guess this doesn't quite cut it.
What's the point of packing a sword like that if you aren't even gonna use it?
Don't mock me. Red Queen combo A. Quadruple Y. 4 quick slashes, depending on the timing and number of your Y presses, you can unleash a variety of devastating combos, of course. So it wants me to just do a basic Y combo, but you can do any combo here, as long as you finish the combo, it will accept the input. High roller. So this is the high time. Well, this Dante's launcher is called high time, and this is high roller. Blast enemies into the air with an upward strike. Of course. Come on, buddy. So I have to perform 3 successful launcher inputs. There we go.
You got a trick up your sleeve. I thought the cat had your tongue. It's a trick you're looking for. Looks like you too are.
Oh god. You see what I mean with the dialogue being quiet? Yeah, it's not that great. It doesn't happen that much, so don't worry about it. Buster. Mega Buster? Nah, wrong series. Press B near an enemy. Can be performed in midair. You can grab an enemy with the Devil Bringer and toss them away like a cheap toy. Depending on your enemy, the throw will vary. Right. So this is pretty cool as a grab attack. It does a lot of damage.
So, you're looking to play, huh? Alright, I guess I got some time to kill. Tough guy, huh? Well... Yeah. I think I'll have to take you down a couple notches. Whatever you say, kid.
Now the fight begins, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna collect some orbs. So Dante's actually going to legit fight me this time, rather than oof. I should have done a dodge there. Oh, that was the... Dante's kind of mocking me right now, Jesus. I actually can't get a hit on him. This is weird. Oof. There we go. Wow, I kind of got my ass kicked a little there. It's not supposed to be that tough. Oh, Jesus. And stabbed again. It's just another day for Dante. Will he ever, like, not get stabbed through the chest with his own weapon?
I would even go as far as to say that I underestimated your ability.
You aren't human, are you?
We're the same. You and them. Though I suspect you carry something different from the others.
What are you talking about?
You will come to learn the meaning soon enough. But business beckons.
Hey!
Adios, kid.
Well, that was not that great of a performance, so well. It doesn't matter. See, I don't need to worry too much about my rank, because I already have the upgrade stuff I need. So I guess that's one positive of New Game Plus. I don't really need to worry about it too much.
You brought this here for me?
Kratos requested. She yearns for your touch.
Thanks.
Alright, that's a bit
This
disturbing.
blade's the best battle companion a swordsman could wish for. Fortuna Castle, huh?
That's what the witnesses said.
Guy just came from hell. He's gotta hit up a couple tourist sites.
Just so lightly in a time of crisis? You must capture him.
Trust me, I'll get it done.
Please be careful. You still haven't recovered.
There's no time, and duty calls. Can't pass on an emergency.
I must return to headquarters and report.
Someone help me!
Well, another dead assassin. Rip.
Is this him?
I'm not sure.
Kratos, take care, kitty. I got this.
We must evacuate the residents back to headquarters. Report back as soon as you can, and be careful.
I got it already.
Gideon, run! Go with the others!
Why is he just stood there? Ah, children.
Go! Get out of here! Not so fast.
As I said, the cutscenes are even more over the top in this game. That's not a bad thing, by the way. It's great.
This baby sure can't pack a punch.
Right. Mission 2. Oh no. I'm gonna fuck up this pronunciation. La Porte de l'Enfer. I fucked that up, didn't I? Head for Fortuna Castle. Okay. So, I don't think I need to go into the menu to look at anything. The only thing I would look at is, the Devil Bringer abilities. But all that's in there is the Snatch ability, which allows me to pull enemies towards me. You've already seen it when I fought Dante. So, yeah. Let's get straight into it. Means we can tackle missions rather quickly. A map. We did have that in DMC3, didn't we? But it's not a mini-map, though. But we have a mini-map in this game, which is a lot more useful. So, there you go. We don't need to explain maps to you. RB to lock on, of course. I tried to do a YY space Y. Right, that was the that's the air combo that I typically like to do. So you can't really hear it much because I'm not deep into combat, but Nero's theme in this game is quite good. But I mean, I'd say his theme in DMC5 is way better and also probably way more known by this point. But The Time Has Come is a really good track. As I said, man, like, the music across the entire series is good. Even DMC2 has good tracks. Kick jumping, of course, hasn't changed from the previous titles. So, if I do a wall jump here, there would be a gold orb in here, but I already have it, so it's not there now. I'm going to be covering, should I say, traversing areas rather quickly because the sprint makes me do so. Right. A lot of cutscenes in the early game, honestly. Kind of breaks up the gameplay quite heavily. Sealed doors. During a mission, specific areas may become sealed upon entry. Red seals are broken by defeating all of the enemies in the area. Blue seals are broken by solving a puzzle. Yep. So I'm trying to avoid abilities that I won't have unlocked by this point, with the exception to combos and stuff. I will try and restrain myself. Which I wouldn't have this problem if I could just start a new game, so... You know. Because start doing a new game would be a lot more enjoyable. Why do demons love dancing, exactly? Business district. Right. So, I don't think I can do it here, but yeah, I think there's like an invisible ceiling here. Yeah, there is. That fucking sucks. You're probably gonna need a double jump from air hike in order to get that red orb up there. You don't need it. You can actually do it with a single jump, but it's real tough. Now, you might be wondering, how do I grab this green orb? Quite simple. I just lock on and I press B, and that will actually throw out my snatch ability, and it will grab it. Yeah, camera, obviously. Again, I don't really need to explain stuff like the camera controls. That's pretty self-explanatory. Alright, we have everything here. Destroy all of the scenery, because obviously we have to.
What the hell?
Evil Legacy. A crystal holding the power of an ancient evil. It has the ability to awaken a new power within. Hellbound. Lock on to a grim grip while standing on a continuum pad. Then press B. Snatch to grab a hold of a grim grip and bound across an area like a bat out of hell. To engage a distant grim grip, you must activate it by stepping upon the blue continuum pad. There are also some grim grips that can be engaged without use of a continuum pad. Okay, it's quite a mouthful. Yeah, so these are the continuum pads. And those things in the distance are the grim grip points. So I just have to lock onto it and press B. And I just snatch my way up. Pretty nifty. Also really straightforward too. Alright, here's the red orbs. I'm going to double jump across. And double jump back. You can do that with a single jump, I think, but look at how shit the first jump is. It barely goes far at all. Definitely want to hike in this game. Secret mission. Examining certain areas within a stage can reveal the existence of secret missions. Completing a secret mission is rewarded with varied riches, and failure is met merely with the chance to challenge the mission again. Remember, suspicion is the precipice of enlightenment. Examine all that piques your interest. So the first secret mission is here. I've already done it. As you can tell with my health bar, I already have done some of the secret missions. So I will only be doing the ones that I have not done and I can beat. I've already done that one, so I'll see if I can show the locations of some of them. Just for clarification, but yeah. Again, it really annoys me I can't do a new game. And it's gonna be the same with DMC5. And honestly, DMC5 is gonna be really messy, honestly. Because, well, when I get to Dante's parts in DMC5, there's I could customize my loadout in that game to see what weapons I want to use or bring into a mission, and I've gone in and I'm gonna try and do it so that I limit the amount of spoiler weapons that I get before I beat that game. So that's gonna be a bit awkward to do. Snatch, okay, so the game teaches you how to do it here. Extend the Devil Bringer to grab a distant enemy and bring them to their reckoning. Again, he already explained snatching with the Grim Grip points, so back, forward. There you go, that does caliber. Okay. I don't think there's anything else here. Nope. Right. So will it do it here? Should do. Yep. Okay, so it's going to teach me about Exceed now. Now this is a really cool feature, and I do like this a lot. I prefer it in 5 because I feel it's a bit more generous to the player. But it's still good in this game. Mostly on the timing of it, honestly, but I'll get to that in the next game. Exceed. Press left trigger to activate the Red Queen's fuel injection system, igniting a special propellant along the blade that propels the next attack to new heights of power. The EX gauge allows a maximum of 3 levels of power. So what I have to do is I have to hold left trigger in intervals, like I'm revving an engine. You don't... Let me try and show it. If I just hold it, it'll only go to a certain point, right? If I mash at left trigger, it's barely going to increase. That's not how you rev an engine. You know, you do it in intervals. And I just keep... Okay, I got it. So, the Exceed system... yeah, the Exceed system allows you to it allows you to do more damage, and it also increases how fast your attacks are, if I'm not mistaken. Which can actually throw some attack timings off. So in some ways it could be detrimental. And it also unlocks some modified versions of moves. So if I did the Streak, or Nero's version of Stinger, while I was at level 3 on the EX gauge, it will probably do a longer attack. See, I can charge it up with a wind-up, and that's what happens. So it does unlock some new moves and some new combo potential, which is really cool. And of course the meters in the top left there. When the blade is glowing like this, you know it's maxed out. And I suppose, if I next get to a divinity statue, I might explain Max Act, but we'll get to that. If I don't come across one, then I'll just explain it on its own, but if I can go into the menu and show it, it will be better. There's some red orbs here, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to grab the ones at the top. So when the arm glows like this, there's a secret in the area, and on the minimap it shows it as well with that blue ping. So I've got one red orb cache, but there's another on top of this straw-like tower. And it's tough to get, because you've got to really get this jump. I had a lot of difficulty doing this when I practiced doing it, because he almost always overshoots. There we go. So, yeah, there's 2 of them there. One on the inside of the tower, and one on the absolute top. I've not had any frame rate issues so far, and I typically do. When I'm entering into a new area, the frame rate will drop pretty significantly, and then it will smooth back out to the typical frame rate, which is around like 120 FPS for me. Yeah. Let's go over here. But yeah, I haven't had any issues yet, which is honestly strange, because I always have fucking issues. Nothing goes right for me, ever. Oh, more enemies. I think these enemies are called scarecrows, which would make sense, I suppose. Stylish rank. Okay, so the game's reminding us that style is important. During battle, your stylish rank, which grades your fighting skills, is displayed. Your stylish rank increases as you string together magnificent attacks but decreases if you are hit or if your attacks are interrupted. There are 7 ranks from D to triple S. By increasing your style rank, you can receive more Proud Souls after clearing missions. Same as DMC3. So you'll be seeing me actually doing Max Act here if you know what it is. I'm kind of not used to Nero. I haven't played as Nero in a while, so I'm kind of not used to playing as him, like his abilities. So it might take me a bit of a while to get back into the swing of things here. It says there's a puzzle here, but really it's just this. I've just got to hit this switch. There we go. Yeah, you'll be seeing me perform Max Act, but I do want to explain it at some point.
Damn it!
So, I think in some cutscenes, you can move the camera around by using the right stick. And sort of zoom it in with right trigger. That I don't like that personally. It feels too gimmicky, and if you drop the controller or something, it can ruin the look of cutscenes. It's pretty annoying. Alright, somehow shooting the control box will actually open the way up by dropping the bridge. Sure. Right. So what I want to try and do is make sure I haven't been doing it, but I want to try and make sure I have Exceed before, maxed out before every encounter, just so I can get some good damage in to begin with. Game's teaching you how to taunt, we already know this. There we go. It's quite satisfying to pull that off. Lost my combo there. That was good, I got a double S.
What'd you say?
What'd you say? I didn't say anything, Nero. What you on about? Your hearing's going bad. Wait, let's charge up the Red Queen again. Don't think there's anything up here, is there? No. First mining area. Some red orbs down here. Alright, these, I think this is the first example of having to get multiple grip points in quick succession. Like that. You gotta be prepared for it. Ah! Another Adjudicator statue. So in this game, it's not actually weapon-based, but it's actually character-based. So, in the canon playthrough, blue statues can only be attacked by Nero, and red statues can only be attacked by Dante. You only play as Virgil in his playthrough, so you can use whatever weapon you want on all of the statues whenever you see them. And, you know, Lady and Trish have theirs as well. So again, it's just get a combo. A specific combo. There we go. It's a B combo in this instance. And I already have the blue orb fragment, so we are good. Okay, Divinity Statue. By trading red orbs or proud souls, you can obtain new items or skills. Right, I can talk about Max Act now. Where is it? It will be in abilities, but I suppose we'll explain Exceed. Increasing the EX gauge to 2 slots allows you to access level 2 moves and then level 3 moves. So that's just the amount of the amount that your Exceed can go. So I maxed it out, which is why I could go to 3. But abilities, Max Act. Press left trigger just after an attack. Right after an attack, quickly activate Exceed to max out your Exceed gauge. Your timing must be absolutely perfect. Now, if I'm not mistaken, it's a few frames wide, the timing. Which, again, like, if you know, watch speedruns, or if you watch players, you know, like fighting game players, you'll probably hear a lot about, like, frame timings. Yeah, it's very tight in this game. It's a bit more generous in DMC5, a bit more, but it's tight in this game. Now, I say it's tight to max out the gauge. If you attempt a max act with the left trigger after an attack, but you don't get the timing right, but you are close to the timing, you'll actually get a bit of your EX gauge. You won't max it out, but you'll get a bit of it, so you're still incentivized to try it. But again, the timing is still really tight, so a lot of players didn't use this in this game because of how difficult it was. So in DMC5, they made it a lot more generous, which incentivized players to use this mechanic. And it's a really good mechanic, and it incentivizes timing your attacks and learning timings, so it's good. And it'll increase your damage and whatnot. It'll just increase your DPS output. It's a cool ability, and I'll try and do it as much as possible, but again, it takes a lot of skill to use, like, it's very difficult. So, it won't be too often when I do it, but let's charge it up now. Alright, moving on. My mouse is on the screen there. Get off. I don't know why it is. Ferrum Hills. This is very drab looking.
Let me guess. More demons.
I don't know why I love that so much, just how they casually walk past each other. Just don't care. But now he's interested. Now that a bit of power has been showcased.
Fire's bad for the complexion. I burn easily. Never tan.
When I came to this world 2,000 years ago, there was no
Is his pecs flexing?
as the light city.
Don't do that, that disturbs me.
2000?
Burial. The first boss, well, the first legit boss anyway. And I honestly have a lot of difficulties with this boss. I cannot, for the life of me, learn how to avoid his attacks consistently. There we go. So when his fire goes out, that means he's staggered, and I can use Buster on him, which does a lot of damage. So that's the interesting thing about Nero, is that I believe every boss can be staggered and has a Buster attack for Nero, which is pretty cool. Come on, I want to do Caliber. There we go. Burial's not putting up much of a resistance here, which is surprising, because normally he kicks my ass. Oh, get out. Oh no. There we go. He's got the same attacks as a Phantom. That's kind of tough to dodge that attack because of how fast it is. This is actually a kind of a tough boss for a starting boss fight. Not gonna lie. When I first fought him, I had some difficulties. But you know his attack's a bit better and it's not that bad. Again, I just say I don't really have a good manner of reading his attacks because I'm not good at this boss fight, which is strange. Because normally I get used to bosses quite quickly.
Don't ask.
That was a good fight.
It drives me crazy though.
You are just like he was.
And he would be.
I must restore my power.
So I assume he's talking about Sparta, of course, considering the fact that the last time he was here was 2,000 years ago. And that's when Sparta did his thing. And of course he flees, you know, that's just wonderful. Right. Cool beans. I think that's it for this mission. There we go. Baz. Okay. So unless there's a cutscene here, I think we should be good. No, it just jumps into a mission. Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's the end of the first part. It took a while, but you know, there's a lot of cutscenes to go through, so it's gonna be quite common in this game. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and next time we will go through Fortuna Castle. So I will see you guys then. Peace.